Hola, bonjour, welcome and namaste to my showcase for the F.A.I.R Project of 2022. My name is Charmaine Ferns and I come with a legal background, having completed my studies from School of Law, Christ University. I am currently residing in Mumbai, India. So here's what I'd like to talk to you all about today. Exploring one's aspirations in today's day and age. I'm sure this video is going to reach you while some of y'all are studying in your schools and colleges, some working, some trying to find work, and some having completed their working days and looking forward to a content-filled retirement life. And I know through all these stages of your life, y'all have had a purpose and an aspiration which has driven you much more than what your work career demands. And I'm here to trigger that very core inside of you to explore one's aspirations in today's day and age. The reason I chose to speak about aspirations and exploring one's aspirations is because we live in a very fast-paced environment. We get so busy in the hustle and bustle of today's world that we don't take a moment to actually ponder upon what we are contributing to our society. The International Labour Organization released a working paper in September of 2020 titled as Youth Aspirations and the Future of Work. This paper was authored by two persons, one a youth employment specialist and the other a senior researcher and consultant affiliated to the United Nations University. It was interesting to look at how they described aspirations. They termed aspirations as the driver of an individual's life path and well-being. We all know that when we sit in our vehicles, be it our cars or our bikes, we clean it, we ensure that we perform all safety measures. More importantly, we fill it with the fuel that it requires. But this vehicle won't start unless we drive it. And that is what aspiration is described as. There is substantial research by anthropologist Mr. Arjun Appadurai and economist Mr. Debraj Raj, who go on to state that aspirations are important for an individual's well-being and are at the core for a socio-economic development. They believe that the study of aspirations as well as the development policy action meets at an intersection which analyzes the youth aspirations during a change work environment of today's day and age. We see individuals working from 9 to 5, sometimes the 5 turns into 7, sometimes 9, and sometimes crazy working hours, who strive to strike a balance between their work and their life. We see how these individuals may have aspirations that they hide under because they don't have the time due to their paying job, which demands this sort of working culture. A flip side to this coin is also seen as individuals who have successfully maintained a work-life balance and now register for volunteering programs or ensure that they contribute to the community in one way or the other. Hence, it is due to the working culture of today's day and age that most aspirations are actually pushed aside to meet our immediate needs and to earn bread for our families. We have now reached a world that much rather completes the task at hand than look at what we could achieve by looking at sustainable development or the community needs that are getting hampered due to our day after day of misuse of resources and various other factors. I'd like to narrate my incident of the F.A.I.R Project and how I joined. I remember in the year of 2021, I heard about F.A.I.R and I was very excited to be on board with it. So I sent in my first application in a video recording and I got shortlisted. However, to get shortlisted, you had to attend a panel discussion with your peers. And this discussion was held on a Saturday, which I was confident that I would attend. But then I had work and I had to go to office that day, which is why I couldn't attend this discussion. Following which, the volunteers were very kind enough to reschedule this. And this happened to be on a weekday, which again I couldn't neglect my work commitments. That year passed and I was really upset that I couldn't be part of the F.A.I.R Project. Following which, in the year of 2022, I reapplied. And I did receive my application acceptance, and I sat for the round that I missed last year. Anyway, long story short, I did get selected, and I realized I wouldn't be able to do it with work, which is why I took a break from work, because my aspirations lie here. The reason I narrated my story is to tell y'all that most of the times it's very important to do something that you feel strongly about, something in which your heart energy really lies. I believe that this same energy is required in today's day and age for us to bring about the change that we seek. I know we're all scared about if we're going to have sufficient resources to sustain ourselves in the near future. But there's nothing that's going to happen if we don't take a cause and if we don't start fighting for it. We've been fortunate through this program to talk to eminent personals, to have wonderful professors from different universities all through the country talking to us about the 8 goals. We've done our fact finding, we've advocated stands on different issues, we've introspected what we've actually researched upon, and we've come to a decision which keeps changing day after day. But what hasn't changed is that zeal and motivation to create and make a change. And I'd just like to share that there is a theory of hope which goes on to describe how we can achieve this hope. Firstly, it states that individuals need to have a goal and aim in place. Secondly, they need to have an agency in order to achieve this goal. Thirdly, they need to create pathways in order to achieve and go through this agency. And I believe there are thousands of youth in India who are trying to strike a change and make a change in this world. All we need is a platform to speak up and say that we want to make a change, and that's where the movement starts. Which is why I say it's so important to explore our aspirations at this stage or any phase of your life. Whether you're in school, you can start a community to just inform and educate and keep everyone aware of what you can do to preserve our planet. If you're in college, you can do the same by joining communities or creating committees to strike a change and bring about social awareness. In our workplace, it's important that we can just carpool or do other activities, which I'm sure a lot of us already undertake. And even if you're retired, as I mentioned at the last phase in my start of the interview, you can do so much at your community level with people around your age group to sort of ensure that your surroundings are clean and you maintain hygiene. You look at how you can sort of contribute in one way or the other. If this pandemic has taught us anything, it's that time is not on our side. And the sooner we harness this energy, harness our aspirations to start the effort, that's where we take our first steps. I believe not getting sucked into the culture of today's competitive nature in work or any other field and truly striving to do something that matters to you is something where I come from. I do believe that it takes forever for a system to change, but not too long for our own behaviors to change and ensure we reach sustainable development. So explore your true aspirations and see where you lie. See where you can contribute and see where you can make a change.